Hey everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to get you styled up with Stitch Fix. Shopping's hard. It's hard. With Stitch Fix, you get a stylist, though, who understands your style, your size, your budget, and they do all the shopping for you.
Wow.
This is excellent. Shopping, I'm telling you, shopping and figure out your style, it's overwhelming. Let somebody help you when it comes to getting dressed. We don't know what we're doing, so we let Stitch Fix help us out. A Stitch Fix stylist there. They know what works on us. We get the prices that make us look really good, and it feels good. You get some confidence boost walking around knowing that you're looking decent here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we just give the stylist our sizes, style, budget preferences. We order boxes when we want, how we want, no subscription or any of that required. And they send called Just For Me pieces as well. Like, maybe you'd like this, and it's awesome. Outfit recommendations, styling tips. You keep what you love, you send back the rest. It's super easy.
Yep.
You can do it, and we are doing it because it's excellent. Personal styling for everyone. Get started today at stitchfix.com/STM. That's stitchfix.com/STM.
Now back to the show.
Hey everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you a little bit more about Rocket Money. It's the start of a new year. It's the perfect time to get organized, set your goals, prioritize what matters most. And for me, top priority is getting myself together here. Financial wellness, doing that, which that feels important, you know? Just feels like adult stuff that you have to do. And thanks to Rocket Money, my goals feel achievable now. They show me all my subscriptions in one place, help me easily cancel ones I forgot that I've been paying for, which happened to me. Absolutely happened to me. I had, for years, I was paying for something. I was like, what is going on here? Rocket Money found it and saved me lots of money since then, because it's been a while. So they did a great job here. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when using all the app's premium features. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/smalltownmurder today. That's rocketmoney.com/smalltownmurder. rocketmoney.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
Hi, I'm Ashley Flowers, and if you're like me and grew up watching America's Most Wanted and reading Nancy Drew, then hi, you're a crime junkie. And I bet that passion for solving mysteries never went away, which is why we've assembled a team of reporters to dig deep into all the cases we still obsess over. Each Monday, my best friend Britt and I will bring you a case that you won't be able to stop thinking and talking about. So join us by listening to Crime Junkie wherever you listen to podcasts.
Everybody, and welcome back to Small Town Murder Express.
Yeah, and choo-choo.
Oh, yay indeed, Jimmy. Yay indeed. All aboard the murder train. Welcome to the craziest show in the world. My name is James Pietragallo. I'm here with my co-host.
I'm Jimmie Whisman.
Thank you again. We're excited. Express is obviously 10 pounds of lightning in about a quarter-ounce bag, I would say. Like a dime bag, like you get old weed bag, but there's 10 pounds in there, and that's how we do this. So no different today. Before we get to it very quickly, definitely head over to shutupandgivememurder.com. Get your tickets. May the 5th is our next regular live show in Detroit.
Yeah?
Come on out, Detroit, and
it.
see us. And then Pittsburgh the next night, May the 6th. And, of course, the virtual live show, April the 20th, 420 virtual live show. Cannot wait. I'm going to get Jimmy real stoned during this show. I have a number of things that I've purchased that will freak him out just to see, never mind to have to smoke out of them. So it's going to be hilarious to watch.
Oh, boy.
Definitely. And it's going to be a crazy live show.
Yeah.
Just like a regular live show, but you're in your living room and Jimmy's super stoned. It's going to be awesome. And I'm usually stoned. So. In general.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my baseline. So I'll join you though. We'll have a good time. That's shutupandgivememurder.com. Get everything there. You also want to go over to patreon.com/crimeinsports. That's where you get all the bonus material. Anybody $5 or above, you get a thick back catalog of bonus stuff.
Oh, boy.
Almost 200 episodes. And then new ones every other week. And we always keep them coming. We're very reliable with that stuff. And this week, what you're going to get, One crime and sports, one small town murder as usual. For crime and sports, you're going to get, we're back to personal ads.
Hell yeah.
A couple times a year we do these. Let's go back, look in some newspapers from the 80s and 90s and see how people tried to do it before there was an internet to find people. Yeah. Just putting it out there. Here I am, please. I don't know.
Non-marketing people selling pieces of shit.
Oh, it's amazing. So check that out. And then for Small Town Murder, something so creepy and weird and just, because it's all in his own words, the serial killer childhood series we're going to revisit with BTK's childhood. And it's like all in his own words. And he's such a creep, man.
Yeah.
Maybe the creepiest killer of all time. Yeah. To me, he's the guy.
Courtroom words were bad enough.
Oh, no. This is so much worse.
He said it clean.
Patreon.com/crime and sports. Get it all right there. And before we get to the show, obviously, we have to definitely...
Yeah, you got to know.
Where are you right now? Where are you right now?
Tell me something.
Are you stuck in traffic?
Is that what it is?
Are you stuck in traffic? It's starting to lighten up? Good. It's starting to lighten up. Everybody's flowing. I want you to stop, turn your car sideways, cause a traffic jam, get out, not on your car, stand on someone else's hood, and shout into their windshield.
Yeah. Shut up and give me murder.
And that'll get traffic flowing, I feel like. People will be going around you probably just to get away from you. That said, let's go on a trip.
Let's do it.
Shall we? Because we have a wild-ass show today. We're going all the way back to Oklahoma.
Oh, boy.
Oh, now we had a wild one on our last Oklahoma. But this time we're going to McLoud, Oklahoma. Yeah. And it's not McLoud. It's McLoud. MCL, not MCCL.
Really?
So, McLoud, Oklahoma.
Like if McDonald's had a record label.
Yeah, it would be McLoud. That'd be their 90s hip-hop label. Yeah, I think Wu-Tang came out on McLoud, didn't it? It's Irish hip-hop only. It was Everlast's label in the 90s.
Whitey Ford sings the blues on McLoud.
Before he picked up an acoustic guitar. When he was still
tell you
a rapper.
about what it's like.
So, Jesus, if this is you couldn't be more dead center of Oklahoma.
Oh.
This is. They should have called this town Bullseye because it's right in the middle.
Mixed center.
Man, mixed center, Oklahoma. Population 4,223. So pretty small, and it's right outside Oklahoma City, too, which is interesting. It's about 35 minutes to Oklahoma City, so you can easily drive into there, but it's very rural. It's not just like all connected suburb. Everyone talks about how rural it is out here, and it's about an hour and a half to our last episode, which was Jenks, Oklahoma, with our friend with the wonderful forehead. The happiest meal was the name of that one, and what a crazy-ass episode that was. This Oklahoma never lets us down.
Never.
Nobody ever lets us down, really. What are we talking about?
They really bring it hard.
They do. Median income in this town's about $48,115, which is just below the national average. But weird stat that I found, 0% of the people here make over $200,000 a year.
Not a one.
Nobody's like running the grocery store or like whatever it is. It's not happening here. Median home cost is also pretty low, though, $177,400.
Okay.
Which is low for...
Well, thank God.
Not bad, because it's out there.
Nobody's got $200,000.
Plus, no one would live there otherwise. Right. Motto of this town, the blackberry capital of the world.
Is that where it's at?
And they mean the actual berries. It's not just like, we make old phones nobody wants anymore. We'll talk more about the blackberries and how ridiculous of a motto that is now.
Oh?
We'll talk about it. A little bit of history of this town. It was known for manufacturing and selling whiskey to white people and to natives in dry Indian territory where they weren't allowed to sell it.
Oh.
So they said,
Outlaws.
We don't care. We're selling liquor even though we're not allowed to sell liquor. It was the original town completely destroyed in a flood.
Of course.
Obviously. As everything we talk about in Oklahoma was destroyed in a flood. And then they rebuilt the town on higher ground about a mile south.
Brilliant.
Same town, just put it over there. In 1895, a post office finally showed up, and it was named after a railroad attorney, John William McLoud. Again, everything in Oklahoma is named after someone who worked for the railroad. Yeah. That's all it is.
Really, this whole country. Boy, are we proud of the fucking railroad.
Well, back then, that was like when a railroad came through, the people were like, now there's a town, now their land was worth something. I mean, people went batshit when the railroad came through. Now they're like, is that near a train track? Ugh.
Jesus.
So loud. It was originally spelled McLoud, but then they changed it because the guy's name was McLoud.
Oh.
So, yeah, they screwed it up at first. It was an agricultural center for a long time, and now it's pretty much a bedroom community for Oklahoma City. In 1949, it was recognized as the blackberry capital of the world.
In 49?
In 49, when the Chamber of Commerce from the town sent a crate of blackberries to President Harry S. Truman.
Oh.
So he said, "You're the blackberry capital of the world."
Stupid.
Now I'm going to go drop a bomb.
I'm not going to eat these.
That's what he said. These are weird.
Yeah.
I don't like these. So reviews of this town. Let's find out what other people think.
Yeah.
And I'm going to give you 3 pretty good ones and then one that's a little less, but it's funny. Okay. Here's 4 stars. Good community. Diminishing as years go on. That's not great. Public schools getting worse in time. But great AG program. Agriculture. Not AG. It's ag. Okay. 4 stars. McLoud is a small town where everyone knows everyone. Well, right away, that's 1 star for me. Everyone knows everyone. I don't want that.
You're raising a bunch of attorney generals.
No good. Yeah. No shit. The town has a great variety of events that happen throughout the year that bring people from other towns and cities. That's not true because I look for things to do. They have one thing. So not true. Here's 4 stars. I have lived here my whole life. The local police are very professional and do a great job. I don't know why that's the number one thing to talk about. And this I hear a lot too, pretty creepy at night due to the lack of street lamps in some of the residential neighborhoods. Yeah, but I guess it's, if you're out in the middle of nowhere, it's real dark type of thing, and you don't know if like a wolf is running through your yard. You know, nothing in the area is open late into the night except for Love's/Subway near I-40. That's because that's a truck stop.
The Subway that's in the Love's.
That's exactly. It's a slash. Yeah. So yeah, and that's because that's a truck stop that's open 24/7. That's not part of the town.
Their logo is on your NBA team's patch.
Yeah, not part of your town. Yeah. Here is 1 star, and this is amazing. I love this. The water department is completely corrupt. I love when nothing more than when someone takes a petty personal beef and makes it about, and it reviews a whole town.
This town would be amazing if not for
fucking water. No places to eat at all. Okay. Well, that's not good. Yeah. Fuel is very expensive. The people are friendly. Okay, so, I mean, that's 1 star. At least give the people maybe for 2 stars.
Elaborate on that corrupt fucking water company. I want to know the whole ins and outs.
I'm honestly glad they didn't. I like it, because sometimes they do. They're like, Becky, I talked to her, and she said this, and then I called David, and then he told me this, and then they didn't return my email. Let's just keep it at it's corrupt. So, things to do, the McLoud Blackberry Festival.
There it is.
Oh, yeah. By the way, it's the blackberry capital of the world. Their only thing to do, Blackberry Festival. Although there is no longer large-scale commercial blackberry farming in McLoud.
What?
They don't even have blackberries here anymore.
Not a one grows here.
Nope, they said blackberries still grow wild in the area. Okay. That doesn't make it the blackberry capital of the world, because I see them in the grocery store, which means someone is producing them on a large scale, more than you at least, so... You're not even close.
Yeah, you're not even cultivating them to sell them.
Nope, not happening at all.
I got a shitload of them.
So, exactly. So they have this festival, and it started in the early 40s as a celebration for the end of harvest season for the local, cash crop shit here. So the reason that it is the blackberry capital of the world, like we said, they sent a thing to Truman, a case, and he said they were the best he'd ever tasted.
Oh, he actually tried them.
Connoisseur, and he named it that. The association, though, this Chamber of Commerce with the Blackberry Growers Association, disbanded in 1963.
It's been gone for 50 years.
Due to a poor market, and the farmers moved on and started growing other shit.
60 years.
It's been 60 years. These people, for 15 years, they had a blackberry thing, and that they're still holding on to it. So this has all kinds of blackberry-themed bullshit, from fresh blackberries, cobblers, soda, teas, live music, parade, food, fireworks, and of course the turtle races. Have that. And there's also the Austin Poker Tournament held during this. It's free, thank fuck.
You better be.
And of course, as you can see here, Jimmy, roll your chair.
Blackberry.
Of course, there's a Blackberry Junior Princess, the Blackberry Princess, and the Blackberry Queen, obviously here, all lined up together.
The Queen's fucking 14. Jesus Christ.
it's like a 5-year-old, a 12-year-old, and a 14-year-old.
I hate it.
Just standard Oklahoma blonde ladies. And here are the marshals right here. Santa Claus and some other lady.
Some lady that's creepily younger than him.
It's or just dies everything. So, or another thing to do, figure out what to do with money. Because right on the front page of the town website, it says the McLoud City Council is looking to the citizens of McLoud for your input on how the city should invest $274,958.81 of the American Rescue Plan Act grant funding. They want to hear your input to figure out what to do with it. Maybe get the blackberries started again.
Maybe elect somebody that knows.
It has to be spent by December 2024, so get in there, everybody.
Figure it out fast.
That said, let's talk about it.
All right.
We've had some weird murders, Jimmy.
Yeah.
And we've had some strange murders. We've had some twisted murders. This one really is a Venn diagram of everything meeting in the middle. It's the weirdest thing we've ever talked about. Let's go back a little bit, not too far here. Go back about 10 years to December of 2013.
Oh.
So pretty recent.
Very
recent here. We're going to talk about a guy here. Let's talk about Denver Lee St. Clair.
Great name.
Denver Lee St. Clair.
That's a fucking country artist if I ever heard
Denver.
one. Yeah.
His name is Denver.
Badass.
And that's not even like, he's not like a douchebag 12-year-old whose parents named him after his. He's 58 years old in 2013. So he's an older guy.
That's awesome.
His mom was like, Denver. Yeah, that's right. From what I see, he's got like 3 brothers. And, his mother, his dad died when he was younger. He's a biker, Denver.
Really?
Big into bike. He's just a biker. Every picture of him, he's on a bike. He's always into motorcycles.
Fascinating.
Big Harley guy, which we'll both be able to talk pretty easily about that. Jimmy likes Harleys, and as you know, my family is
very deep in Harleys.
My dad has been a biker since I could ever remember, and my brother and everything. So, biker culture is plenty prevalent around both of us.
Certainly.
We get it. We'll put it that way. So. He is married to. So, by the way, any sideways shit, no, it comes from experience, and if it applies to you, fucking wear it. Wear it like one of those bad tattoos that you got. It was a bad decision that time when you shouldn't have got one, but you got one anyway because your friend was getting one. You dumb shit. So,
or the vest with your personality patches all over it.
Wear it. Wear it like your cosplay outfit. So that was. I went to my brother had a birthday party for his kid, and like a shitload of bikers showed up at one point, and I was like, oh, the cosplay squad is here. Isn't that cute? Isn't that adorable? Look at them all. Oh, they're all dressed nice together. Isn't that so cute?
They all match.
They have matching beards. This is hilarious. Like, I just wanted to be like, don't you see that you look like the Lollipop Guild on motorcycles?
You look ridiculous.
Yeah, it's funny. So anyway, he's married to a woman named Tresia, which I've never heard as a name. It sounds like a cholesterol medication, like a cholesterol regulator. Like, have you tried Tresia? Tell your doctor you'd like Tresia.
A brand of bottled water.
Blackberry brandy, Tresia flavor. Tresia brand.
Yeah.
They've been married about 20 years. These two, not 20 easy years or 20 problem-free years.
Okay.
There's been some issues.
Boy.
As times happen, and they live in a trailer, and times are interesting for them.
Okay.
There's a lot of allegations of abuse for Denver.
Oh,
at Denver.
He's the one doing it. Toward
Denver is the best way to put that. According to Tresia here, in 2001, Tresia claimed that Denver pointed his shotgun at her and said he was going to kill her.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
Then a restraining order was placed on him in 2008 after a complaint from his wife.
Okay.
Here, and this complaint was, she said that in the application for the restraining order, because you have to say why. You can't just say, I don't want that person to be able to come near me. So she said she found her husband, oh my God, quote, embraced in a sexual way with a drinking buddy.
Oh.
So if you walk in and see 2 bikers making out, I'd get a restraining order too, because I don't want to see that.
We're just hugging. Your clothes are off.
Yeah. Even if you're into gay stuff, you don't want to hear that Velcro with those 2 beards going together. That's going to be bad.
So that's enough for a restraining order?
Well, no. But she confronted him about that. That led led to B here. And he responded, allegedly, by grabbing her by the neck and throwing her through a bathroom door. Like Yikes. A closed door.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't closed. It was now a different door.
You could say that's an overreaction.
I would say he Kool-Aid manned her right through the door, which is a bit much.
Right.
So between the shotgun and that, she, had done that. Now, as of December 2013, in about September of 2013, Tresia filed for divorce. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, he filed for divorce.
Oh.
Denver did in 2013. I got confused because this is the third time that they've started divorce proceedings, by the way.
Oh, boy.
Once you get to the third, follow through.
Yeah.
It keeps coming up. It's a common theme.
How do you have so many times?
Well, yeah, it's the third time. The first two were filed by Tresia, one in 2004, which apparently the shotgun incident didn't really.
Right.
And then the other in 2010.
Okay.
So, again, this is 2 years after he throws her through a door. So I don't know what he had to do to finally push her over the edge for the divorce.
In the past 9 years, we've had 3 events that lead to divorce filings.
That's wild,
Jesus.
man. It's crazy shit. So that's where they stand right now. Still together, still living in the same trailer.
Yeah.
But divorce has been filed for
third time.
For a third time. So by the third time, do you even take it seriously anymore? After the first two didn't go through?
After the second one, you never take it serious ever again.
Well, I'm filing for divorce. Just go, hey, get the hell out of here. You're not filing. You're not filing.
You're going to file for that? It's going to cost us money to file that.
Yeah, you're not
filing. Paperwork's not free.
For fucking shit, are you? That's funny. That's how that's going. Now, Tresia has a son. Okay. And she has a couple of sons, but one we'll talk about in particular here. This is obviously Denver's stepson. This isn't Denver's child.
Got it.
This is Brad Lee Davis, and everybody's middle name is Lee there.
Okay.
So,
but you can't do the law. You can't do a first name that the last name or the second name makes it another
Brad
name.
Lee,
yeah, you can't do that.
Brad Lee Davis, Denver Lee St. Clair. I think it's the rule in the county. You must be named Lee if you're just to honor the Confederacy. I don't know what it is.
Name my kid Char.
Something. So he's a former Marine.
Yeah.
Brad Davis here. He's 33 years old in 2013. And former Marine, and he's been he's lost. He's a kind of a drifting soul at this point in time. He worked as a maintenance worker at a casino for a while somewhere in Oklahoma. There's a shitload of casinos out there. Is. So that's that whole state is just oil and casinos. That's the only thing there is. It's all gambling.
They love it.
That's it. And at this time, in December of 2013, he's cutting wood for a living.
Oh, God, Jesus.
Which is tough work. And
that hurts so bad.
It's bad. Yeah, that's like usually it's work for a young man.
Chainsaw or axe splitting?
I think it's not like he's not lumberjacking. I think this is wood for
splitting.
Like firewood and shit like
Jesus.
that. Which is tough work.
It is.
Tough work. We get wood from a guy in New York, and it's like he's like a 22-year-old college kid who's got energy to do this, but I can't imagine. Because I'm not chopping all that wood.
No.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, a splitter, like the actual wedge, and that's a nightmare.
It's a nightmare. It's a lot. So that's what he's doing for a living. But I mean, he's a big rugged guy. Everybody here, Denver's a big guy.
Yeah.
Everybody's a bunch of big bikery guys.
People, yeah.
Marines and bikers, and it's a very hardy Oklahoma squad here.
Dense folks.
Now, Brad lives in a trailer nearby Tresia and Denver, which is owned by Tresia and Denver.
Oh.
So they let him stay there at this trailer. Yeah. Now, there's some issues, though, and the issues are apparently that Denver believes that Brad is supposed to have been paying rent, and Brad doesn't feel that way. So it's a disagreement.
That's usually solved day one on move-in, right?
You should pay me. No, I shouldn't. Apparently this has gone on for a while because listen to this, okay? The Denver says that Brad owes him $7,000 for staying there.
Oh, now, back rent.
I don't know if he's been staying there for 40, 50 years, his entire life since before he was born, or I don't know what it is, but
Denver's keeping a running tally, though, for sure.
He's keeping a running tally, but for $7,000, you could pretty much buy a trailer in rural Oklahoma, can't you? I mean, for 15, probably. What are we talking about here? Is this a rent-to-own situation? What are we doing?
This is nuts.
I mean, this isn't like it's in the middle of nowhere. This is like
a lot of times lot fees are more than the fucking trailer itself.
That's true. I don't know what's going. Maybe that's what he needs.
But it's on his
money.
land, right?
I think it is. I don't know. So now they said that. Here's the problem, though. December 20th. Okay, let's get very specific. December 20th. Brad Davis tells his brother that Mr. Sinclair here, Denver, had told him that he told Brad's brother that he was going to, quote, pull Brad out of that trailer by his throat.
Yeah.
So he's planning on, ejecting.
Forceful eviction.
Never mind evicting, ejecting him from the trailer, probably throwing him through a bathroom door or however he wants to do it. But that's the plan. That's what he told Brad's brother. So this, it gets around. He owes me $7,000, and everybody knows there's beef here.
Yeah. When there's beef, there's also oftentimes hyperbole too.
That's the other. I'm gonna grab him, throw him out by his throat, and especially too, he's a fucking biker from Oklahoma. You know what I mean? Again, I will say that there's a lot of posturing in this group.
A lot of shit talking. I mean? A lot of bullshit.
What comes with the little vests? You gotta act like you're. You know what I mean? When you put clown makeup on, you can't just walk around not blowing up balloons. You know what I mean? Like you put a baseball jersey on, you grab a bat. It's just one of those things.
Yeah.
You got to act a certain way. So
at least a glove.
At least
you got to catch the fly ball.
Something. Toss a ball. Do something.
There's a little grandiose behavior.
A little bit. So that's how this is built up to December, to the holidays. It's going to be a lovely holiday around the St. Clair household.
Christ.
So the next day after the going to pull Brad out of that trailer by his throat comment, on December 21st, 2013, apparently Brad is invited over for drinks to Denver and Tressia's trailer.
By his throat?
I think he said, I'll come over and pick you up by your throat and drag you over here. So apparently he's supposed to come over to the trailer and have some drinks. Now, I don't know if this is a holiday truce, possibly. Because a lot of times there's a lot of beef around the holidays. People go, hey, you know what?
There's a baby born. We'll squash it for today.
Let's have some eggnog and fucking relax about it for a while, and then we'll...
Glory to the king.
I'm wearing a sweater. I can't get into shit right now. Who fights in a sweater?
You get your blood on these trees.
No one starts throwing people through doors while they're wearing a sweater. It just doesn't happen.
I got trees on my chest.
Yeah, look at me. I'm festive, for Christ's sake. I mean, you could drug a woman, obviously, and have sex with her in a sweater, because Bill Cosby proved that. But that's as far as you can go.
You can't fight in red, green, and white. You look dumb.
You look really stupid. You look drunk immediately. Anyone who fights wearing Christmas outfit, you immediately go, shit, those people are tanks, because you didn't dress up like that to fight.
Right. What's in your nog?
Yeah. So Tressia is not here, though.
Oh?
Tressia is recovering from a hip surgery in the hospital.
God, fuck.
So she's not there. So this is going to be just a boys' night in the trailer.
Yeah.
So obviously...
Of two guys that don't like each other.
Obviously, this has potential to be wonderful, right?
Yeah.
So it's just Denver and Brad. Yeah, booze, a trailer, financial beefs, the holidays. What could go wrong? No referee.
Cookies don't solve that.
No. I hope Tressia left some pies behind or something. Something for him.
Sugar cookies ain't fixing this shit.
So according to everything here, things turned a little bit ugly after a few hours of drinking. Weird. Again, you get two big aggressive guys together in a trailer who have beef with each other, and one thinks the other owes them money and the other one thinks they don't. And then you drop a bunch of whiskey in them and see what happens.
You get two guys together with all those scenarios that like each other. It's going to be a problem.
There's fighting that goes on. So this is insane. So apparently an argument began.
Yeah.
Obviously, when Denver allegedly started, according to Brad, bad-mouthing his wife. Not Brad's wife, Brad's mom, Tressia.
Really?
Denver started bad-mouthing his own wife, but he filed for divorce.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's bad. That's the ultimate bad mouth. Yeah. I filed paperwork.
I told the judge how much I don't like her.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'll tell everybody. I'll tell whoever wants to know.
Yeah.
So that's a different story. But apparently there had been... I guess Brad says that his mother had discovered, this is his allegation, before this he had told his brother this, that Brad said he discovered that Denver had committed insurance fraud and that Tressia had reported it to the police. And that's why...
she's going to look like shit.
Well, that's why Denver filed for divorce, because he was pissed off that she reported
told the cops of the insurance fraud.
She told on Denver.
Yeah,
she turned Denver in.
Okay.
So that's what Brad says. So he said that to retaliate for this, that while they're shit-faced, Denver started threatening to blame to blame Brad for a fire that destroyed Denver's repair shop in August of that year.
Okay.
So apparently a fire destroyed it. There was some insurance problem.
Yeah.
She turns him into the police saying he did something. Now Denver's threatening to say, oh, no, I'm going to tell the cops that it was actually you that burned my shop down.
Sounds like he insurance frauded his tools, and now he's blaming Bradley to try to get his own ass cleared.
This sounds like the trailer walls are rattling.
Yeah.
You can hear it. Like the tin is rattling here.
This is people that $7,000 would change their fucking lives tremendously.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah.
And that's not an insult either by any stretch.
But this $7,000 will cause enormous lifetime struggles.
Now there's divorce, there's money problems, there's all this shit that's going on here.
Yeah.
So apparently Denver kept telling Brad, allegedly, how worthless he was and how worthless his mom was, and you're all worthless, and I hate all of you. Brad said, quote, he kept telling me how sorry my mommy was. You're 33. Don't say that.
Yeah, don't say sorry either.
It's how sorry my mommy was, how sorry I was. You can say, I'll trade you sorry for mommy any day. Say sorry all you want, but keep mommy out. You're too old to say mommy. I'm sorry. You just are.
Say mama.
Yeah, and I don't like when country guys say my daddy either. What do you? That was a George Carlin thing. He said, my daddy. Like, no, you're a grown man.
It's very awkward.
Don't do that. So he apparently... this turned into a physical altercation, as things have wont to do after a while. So this turns into a physical altercation, and according to Brad, Denver attacked him.
He swung first.
It was an attack.
Yeah.
I mean, he came after him, and he said that he had a, quote, pure look of rage.
Pure look?
Pure rage look on him, just raging. He said, quote, I was defending myself with all I had, trying to fend off the blows of a man who's 25 years older than you.
Who's got pure rage.
But yeah, you're a younger man who was in the Marines. You should be able to, I don't know.
Marines are never formers. They're once a Marine, always a Marine. Yeah. Be a Marine.
I mean, in
get them down.
Denver, I mean, you could be very formidable in your mid-50s, especially if you're a tough guy that's some tough biker guy. You could definitely be a formidable guy. Yeah, and full of booze, too. That's the other thing. You feel less pain. Hey everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you about the safest sponsor ever, Simply Safe. Absolutely, these people will keep you safe. It's amazing. You know that every 26 seconds a burglary takes place in the United States, according to the FBI. That means that by the time this podcast is over, dozens and dozens of homes will have been targeted, ransacked, God knows what happens here. So protect your home before it's too late with Simply Safe proactive security system. Simply Safe helps stop threats before they even have a chance to break in. Named Best Home Security System by U.S. News and World Report 5 years in a row. And by us for about the last 8 years as well. If you trust us, believe me, you want Simply Safe. So visit simplysafe.com/small to claim 50% off a new system with professional monitoring plan and your first month free. That's simplysafe.com/small. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Now back to the show.
Hey everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you a little bit about Sono Bello. You know, the most known secret with celebrities and influencers and all these famous people is so many of them have had lipo. They've had lipo, whether it's a little touch-up here or a total makeover. Yeah. Nobody has a perfect body. That's the thing. No. They may look like it on TV, but there's things that help that. Absolutely. Lipo now has changed, and Sono Bello's been at the forefront with using LAL technology and getting those beautiful and natural outcomes for each person. Looking real natural. Our friends at Sono Bello are offering their best deal. You're now included in their winter savings event, but appointments are limited, so please get on this. Sono Bello doctors are masters in micro laser fat removal, a brilliant technique that removes stubborn fat permanently wherever your problem areas are. Tummy, love handles, thighs, arms, it's gone in one comfortable visit. Eating healthy and workouts are great. Keep doing that, but if you want to lose that stubborn fat in one visit, check out Sono Bello. Save big during their winter savings event. Schedule your free consultation now at sonobello.com/smalltownmurder. That's SONOBELLO.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
So I guess the Brad says that Denver punched him and kept attacking him. and jumped him, is the way he put it. Just jumped me after he told me how sorry my mommy was. He was jumping on me. And Brad said he punched him and knocked him unconscious.
Oh.
Knocked him out.
You got him.
Knocked him out, okay? Yeah. So then he calls 911. Then there's a 911 call at 10:11 p.m. Okay. So this isn't even that late.
That's mad early.
This is early. So, I mean, he could have, what did he come over, 7, 8 o'clock? This is not enough time for physical altercations.
10 p.m. still has programming on aimed at an audience.
That's what I mean. You could watch Law and Order's on it. Like back in the day, I'm trying to think what was on, cable. I haven't had cable in years. But
late night shows are even on.
There's stuff on
aiming
right
at an audience.
Yeah, you can watch something, but instead, he's calling 911, and the police arrive.
Yeah.
And when they arrive, they find blood spatter all over the place.
That's a hell of a punch.
That's what I mean.
Jesus.
They found it in the kitchen, in the living room, and on the living room ceiling.
Wow.
Which is strange because normally if I punched you, normally there won't be blood spray into 3 different rooms and on the ceiling unless your head explodes.
You get some weak capillaries.
You're real weak, man. Holy balls. It explodes like a blackberry would be the only way there. So the county sheriff, Mike Booth, would later say, quote, I'd never seen this before, but when we looked at our victim, the waistband of his underwear was around his neck.
That is crazy.
Yes. Now you're thinking pulled up
Yeah.
around. No. Not Urkel style.
Pulled down.
We'll get into
Hold
this.
on.
The official cause of death.
Yeah.
Denver's dead on the floor.
Wow.
Okay. The official cause of death is asphyxiation and blunt force trauma.
Both.
Yeah. Okay. Now, the attack. This is how it happened. Once the cops get there and they go, what the fuck am I looking at here? Brad explains that he knocked his stepfather down.
Yeah.
Figured he knocked him out, and he was like, all right, I got him.
Right.
So while he was unconscious, he said I'm sorry, let's all be mature. He, quote, gave him an atomic wedgie.
Yeah.
An atomic wedgie.
Well,
for the purpose of taking, and he took a picture of it.
Oh.
To take a picture. He gave him an atomic wedgie, so it would be embarrassing to have a picture of that.
But an atomic wedgie is you jump out of something, right?
No. So now we'll explain. An atomic wedgie, and this was explained in Seinfeld. You need to watch Seinfeld. Okay. A regular wedgie, grab the back of the underwear. I don't know if it's as universal from all over international. We have listeners from all over the world. Yeah. Grab the back of someone's underwear and you yank them up.
Right.
Every culture, society, probably since there's been underwear, has had some version of the wedgie.
Yeah.
And it's a thing that kids do to each other. Ha-ha, and you give somebody a wedgie. Oh, Jesus, my balls and my asshole, and you rip my taint and all that kind of shit. An atomic wedgie, though, is actually when you pull the band of the underwear up so high that it goes over the person's head. Like a hat.
Yeah.
Okay?
Over their head.
Now, this was so far, it went over their head like a hat and around his whole face.
And now you can't get that off.
Okay. And imagine how much, but that's a quality pair of underwear, number one.
That is impressive.
I'm going to be real honest with you. That is quality underwear.
That's some stretch.
I want to know what brand of underwear that was, because to not rip, think about that. That is impressive underwear. So he said he did that, and then he left the underwear around his head, and, he didn't know. He didn't know he was, and then he looked down, and he was dead. He was like, I just thought I knocked him out, gave him a wedgie, took a picture, thought that was funny, didn't really realize that he was dead, and I panicked. And
that's
everything.
A hell of a story.
He says, I went too far. He said, I acknowledge that. Listen.
I didn't know you could kill a man.
I took the underwear up to a level they shouldn't be taken to. I get it.
Just a big Three Stooges fan. I had no idea.
He said, quote, I was panicked, mad, scared. It's like a bad dream. Things got out of hand. That's what they told him. And he said, I can't explain how sorry I am. Just felt terrible.
Yeah.
So the police detective, Jimmie Brewer, said, we've spoken with several investigators about the crime scene, and they've never experienced anything like it either. No one has. No one has. This is unique to what I win. They walked in the trailer and went, well, here it is, everybody. We finally found the weirdest murder ever.
Man's got his underwear around his head.
What is fucking happening? Now, let's get into some wedgie science.
Okay.
And this is actually wedgie science. In 2017, doctors from the Baylor University Medical Center published a paper about a 50-year-old man's wedgie problem.
Yeah.
It's called wedgie-associated Whoa. Radiculitis in a quinquagenarian.
Ridiculitis.
A 50-year-old. This is from the National Library of Medicine, National Center for Biotechnology Information.
This is very important.
We have paid for this, by the way. Okay, a man had lower back pain and numbness in his legs and toes after his wife, who's 16 years younger than him, gave him a wedgie. Playfully gave him a wedgie. Okay? In September 2009, that's this guy, 50-year-old man, presented with a 7-day history of acute lower back pain, accompanied by numbness and tingling down his left leg and into all 5 toes. The symptoms had begun immediately after his 34-year-old wife had given him an unanticipated playful wedgie of moderate force as he was arising from a sofa. Okay, heat therapy and pain medications had provided some pain relief, but putting equal or heavier weight on his leg rapidly reproduced the numbness and tingling, as did sitting in certain positions and lying on his left side.
She realigned his spine with a wedgie.
That is wild. She's a chiropractic wedgie practitioner.
Pinching nerves.
Wow. Examination revealed no loss of strength, function, or mobility in the affected limb. We anticipated eventual symptomatic improvement and recommended conservative measures. During clinical visits throughout the next 6 years, they monitored this man over a wedgie.
6 years because she stuffed my underwear in my ass.
At the university level, we monitored this man.
Unbelievable.
The patient said that standing with all the weight on his left leg evoked the same distinct symptoms. The symptoms were bothersome rather than disabling, and imaging studies were not deemed necessary. In 2016, the patient, now 56 years old, said that the wedgie-associated radicular symptoms had disappeared, and he added that his wife had been so disturbed by the event in 2009 that she'd stopped giving him wedgies.
Thank God.
That was like her jam for a while, though, was like she's the wedgie chick. Like, haha, gotcha. Like, Sarah likes to scare me, like jump out and shit and scare me, and I'm like, I'm getting too old to be doing that. You're literally, I'm going to drop dead, and you can't do that. I'm not old yet, but just letting you know, I'm going to be pushing it soon, and when I'm like 55, you can't be doing that. I could just have a heart attack and drop dead. Please don't do that. But it is funny.
58 years old, and they finally went away.
That's insane. So they said, this is from the report, many more people might be hurt by wedgies than is recorded in medical literature. This is a fucking real thing. Biotechnology, whatever. The paper's authors acknowledge that the exchange of wedgies is anecdotally viewed as an immature act or juvenile prank without consequences other than possible gratification and potential retribution.
That's a strong chick.
Man.
She fucked up his back.
Gotcha. Yeah. What now?
I can't feel my leg.
Fucking Ric Flaired him afterwards. Yeah.
You don't understand. I can't feel my toes.
That's right. That's how I do it. So, let's see. And those who take risks, including those inherent to atomic wedgies, for the sake of novel experience or to seek sensation, also might suppress their reporting of pain or injury after an exchange of wedgies. An exchange. Like it's a back and forth. Like that's a gift exchange.
Like a handshake.
I picture like we hand each other a present. Like that's a greeting. Wedgie, I turn around, you wedgie me. They had two very detailed scientific definitions of each kind of wedgie too in here. I won't say that part. We monitored this patient for several years for a chronic problem that we think resulted from a wedgie. Our search of PubMed for wedgie and the Spanish term calzoncillo chino yielded no previous descriptions. Indeed, some languages and cultures seem to have no word or concept for the wedgie. You have to have good elastic band underwear. That's why you have to have a good cotton underwear base to start with.
Spanish is an asshole calzone? Is that what
I think it was. Calzone asshole, I believe, was the direct translation. I don't know.
I love the Spanish. Call it that. That's so good.
As reported in one news article, a 10-year-old English boy needed surgery in 2004 to reattach his testicle to the scrotal lining after he was given a wedgie.
Split his balls?
Split his balls
my
out.
God.
And then they talk about in 2013, a man was killed. It says, quote, of note, atomic wedgies differ from standard wedgies in that the underpants are pulled up at least to the recipient's scapulae and optimally over the head with strong or so-called, quote, atomic force.
At least to the shoulders.
Now, back to this.
Yeah.
I mean, I was going to say back to like something serious, but we're talking about...
This is not serious.
We get it. A man is dead.
Right.
That's bad. But this is insane. We've covered a shitload of... We're almost at 400 episodes of this, and we've never heard anything like this before.
Never a bully move.
No.
Never. No.
And I've looked at thousands of cases to get to these, and I've never read anything about this, or you would have heard about it by now.
Baylor had to get involved.
A university had to... What was the place it was?
It was Baylor, right?
It was Baylor. National Library of Medicine, National Center for Biotechnology Information is who houses this information now after a Baylor University multi-year, decade-long study. Imagine being you're a doctor. You've gone through all these years of school and you're going to spend a decade studying wedgies? Is that why you got into this? I want to save lives, one wedgie at a time. What is happening? So Brad says it's self-defense. Pure and simple. Self-defense.
Yeah.
That's it.
I had to give him a wedgie. I had to do it.
What else? What can I do?
It was him or me.
I had no choice. He was grabbing for my Fruit of the Looms. I said, no, yours are going down.
Cram your BVDs right in there.
Wow. He insisted he never intended to kill Denver. He said, quote, this is amazing. I did. He said, what about the wedgie? He goes, quote, I knew that wedgie was out of line. He said that in a court of law, Jimmy. A stenographer went and typed that. Think about that. He is dubbed, obviously, the Atomic Wedgie Killer immediately, which, of course, will be the name of this episode, because how is it not the Atomic Wedgie Killer?
And on the streets, his rep is...
Oh, man.
Oh, man. Don't fuck
prison.
with that, man.
What if he goes to prison?
Yikes.
Watch your undies, fellas. He called his stepfather a bully.
Yeah.
He said he's always been a bully. He's been bullying me. So I've known him since I was a teenager. Yeah. He's been bullying me. I gave him that wedgie so he would be embarrassed when he woke up.
Yeah.
Don't mess with Don't mess with Brad because he'll knock you out and put your underwear over your head.
He was trying to humiliate him.
They said, but you took a picture of it, which looks bad.
It sure does.
He said, I did take a picture of it. I'm sorry, but it was too good to not. He was like, it's, They're
over his head.
When is that going to happen again?
Probably the best atomic wedgie ever.
Ever, yeah.
So I had to document
I took it for Baylor University. They were doing a study. It was just purely for scientific purposes.
They're going to need this.
They're going to need it. The Biotechnology Center really needed to know all about it. So, oh my God. They think that investigators think, though, based on the crime scene, they believe that before Brad called 911, he altered the crime scene to make it look like there'd been a big brawl.
Oh.
And it wasn't a big brawl. That's what the police are saying. They're like, this looks, you can tell when shit's real. Like when try to stage a burglary, and you could tell when people are actually looking for valuables and people who just like took a drawer out and threw it, and like you can tell what's going. So people are looking for shit. What's efficient behavior?
Yeah.
And that's what they're looking at here. Like that doesn't look like two people fell into it fighting.
Right.
That looks like one guy just kicked it over.
Yeah.
Some shit like that. So they didn't like that, and the sheriff said, we continued our investigation and uncovered evidence that led us to believe that this was more than just a fight. Okay. One of the things was a text message that because they found in his phone, they found his, the picture, and then they looked at his phone records, and apparently that night, before he went over there, Brad texted a friend of his saying, quote, he was fixing to mess Denver up. And then later on texted that he's definitely going to mess Denver up and that he, quote, had nothing to lose.
Okay.
So that looks bad.
Yeah.
When you say, I'm going to mess him up, I got nothing to lose, and then you killed him and there's blood spatter on the ceiling, and you're saying, I just knocked him out, gave him a wedgie, and, this was like a college prank gone bad is what it sounds like at this point. The problem that they're also having is that not only you'd expect a knockout, and then the atomic wedgie, it would be some kind of brain trauma or something like that. He has ligature marks around his fucking throat.
Oh.
He didn't just put the underwear around his head. He then strangled him, they believe, with the elastic band of the underwear.
He yanked him up over him and then stood behind him and pulled.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they think then he bashed his head in after that to make it look like a fight. That's the theory that the police have here. They said that, he pulled the elastic so tightly it left ligature marks around his neck.
That's a way to make a funny thing horrible.
That's what I mean. We got all the funny out of the way, and that's why I'm like, now let's talk about the horrible. This is terrible. This is a terrible way to go.
He's ruining the joke.
This is destroying it. This is a terrible way to go. And not only that, how that would, your balls and your asshole and everything else, I don't even know if you'd realize you were choking because everything else would hurt so fucking bad.
As a victim, like, where do you even grab to stop this?
That's what I mean.
It's all hurting so much.
Fuck, man. Hope your underwear ripped. Yeah. Why'd I buy such quality underwear? Jesus Christ, the dollar store had underwear. I should have just bought those. Everybody buy tearaway underwear from now on.
Something with
avoid this.
With snaps in the crotch.
This could be avoided very easily. Yeah, breakaway. Or the whole band pops off. Pow. Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
And you're just left with some...
like joke undies.
Yeah. Like when George Costanza came in with his band and his...
Yeah?
Yeah.
What did he have?
He had a wedgie. He said they gave him a wedgie, and he goes, at least it wasn't... Jerry says, at least it wasn't atomic. And George whips out the band of the underwear and swirls it around his finger, and he goes, "It was." Ripped the band right off. But this man had much higher quality underwear. So that's what he said. He said, yes, I did it. I hit him, but I pulled the underwear up as far as I could. Didn't know I choked him, though. So then 10 days later, they talk to him again, and he's got a little bit of a different story.
Okay.
He says, okay, I lied a little bit about the fight. I'm sorry. That was dumb of me to do, but I look bad. I just,
Is that a line as a wedgie?
Panicked. Remember? Panic? Me? Yeah. Panicking. So he said, that's what I did. He said that he gave his stepfather the wedgie not after he knocked him out, but as they struggled. Okay. He said, so when I'm in a life and death struggle with a large grown man, rather than try to hit him or push him away or whatever the fuck, I try to give him a wedgie. Usually that's what I do, but that'll stop him from attacking me.
I'll get behind a man.
Or if they're like bear hugging, you reach behind, pull his underwear up. That's not really a move that you do in fighting.
Right.
I've never seen it before. Personally, I've seen a lot of fights. That one I've never heard. And so that's what he said. He goes, that's my news story.
Okay.
Ridiculous. The whole thing is
insane.
So he goes to court here, and they're seeking first-degree murder charges on him for this. And he's trying to say it was just a fight, it was an accident, I didn't mean to do it. And they're going to have a jury trial. Okay. And a week before the jury trial, by the way, the defense is saying self-defense. That's their defense.
Yeah.
This big guy, with a record of violence, he took a swing at me, hit me, and I, attacked him, and next thing you know,
I was unarmed.
All I could do was wedgie the man. So they said that. But then at some point here, the prosecutors see that this is kind of a hard case for first-degree murder to make, and the defense attorneys see self-defense is pretty ridiculous because his underwear are over his head.
Right.
Everybody realizes that they're in over their heads, not to use a wedgie term, but you get it.
It's a stretch.
They make an agreement on a plea
here,
and he is going to plead guilty to first-degree manslaughter.
Oh.
Okay, so he pleads guilty to that. Manslaughter, but first degree.
Okay.
So hardcore manslaughter. Now, sentencing comes around. There's no agreement on punishment, though.
Oh.
That's the thing. They agree on the sentence, but the punishment for first-degree manslaughter has a gigantic range. It's huge. It goes from a minimum of 4 years to, I think, 40 years is the maximum. So that's a big window of holy shit, you don't know.
40 on that kind of charge, though, you're probably not going to do the whole thing.
No, but 4 is like a year and a half, for Christ's sake.
So light.
That's light. Yeah. So that or decades or maybe 20 years, even if you have to do half of it. Yeah. Jesus Christ, that's a big difference. So the prosecutors are intending to ask the judge for 35 years in prison.
Yeah.
Which is a shitload. I mean, that's a lot. And the minimum punishment is 4 years, like I said. So... wow, the district attorney said that, quote, this was not mutual combat. This was not self-defense. It was pure aggression.
Okay.
No, nothing says pure aggression like a underwear band over your head. So now Brad's mother and 2 brothers came in to testify for him and to be character witnesses. They called him a good person.
Okay.
who's willing to help others. But prosecutors bring up more evidence that maybe he's not even nice to his brothers, because there's a series of text messages with his brother from a little while ago where he's calling his brother a race traitor constantly.
Oh, no.
So
Ew.
Yeah.
That's some damning words.
He's calling him a race traitor,
Yeah.
which means, how dare you like a black chick, which is
or a native. Or
pretty
anything.
weird. Yeah, that's just, I mean,
Stupid.
You can't help what your dick wants no
Right.
matter what. So everybody calm the fuck down here. So now Brad's attorney, you have to deal. Okay, Jesus Christ,
this poor
guy's
fucking guy.
text messages, and he told his friend he's going to mess him up. And
Yeah.
he's a fucking race traitor shit. Now I got to. Okay, the wedgie. All right. Don't laugh. Don't laugh.
The most bizarre murder weapon on the planet.
He took a deep breath and said, "Okay, Your Honor."
Yeah.
He said there was never any intent to kill him that way. I don't think it was even foreseeable to him that he could die that way. Well, if you're strangling him
Yeah.
with the band, that's pretty foreseeable.
You can hear what's happening.
That's the thing. He's this is the lawyer too. I don't even think it was foreseeable for him that he could have died that way. He said it, and then he trails off and says, when he was interviewed that night.
He said it.
When he was interviewed. Let's start
I
there.
going with that?
He said, quote, "Man, I did a horrible thing when I gave him that wedgie," unquote.
Okay.
That's what he had said. He didn't even really know the guy died. Then why'd he call 911
Right.
if he didn't know he died? The attorney also said he was just tired of taking it. He'd been bullied all his life by this guy. So it's wedgie time.
Mm-hmm.
He asked the judge, please, give Brad a second chance. A second chance.
I beg you.
A second chance. Brad said, quote, "I never had any intention of killing that man."
He was on the stand.
He had to, well, it was for sentencing.
Oh, yeah,
so
yeah,
they said
yeah,
anything
yeah.
to say for yourself. And he's got
Begging, yeah.
He's begging. I mean, that's a big 35 years or 4 years is a big difference.
Yeah.
You better get up there and say the right fucking thing. I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
I'd be like Shakespeare. I'd be
Right.
writing something. He said, "There's no way I ever thought that could have happened." He said that he only intended to embarrass his stepfather, called him a bully. Said he was been a bully my whole life. I just wanted to embarrass him and finally get what he deserved.
Ass of his underwear on his face.
And then he said, quote, "The fight ended with Mr. St. Clair face down, passed out. After the fight, out of anger, from the fight, with no excuse, I pulled up Mr. St. Clair's underwear up over his head." In a suit to a judge.
Yeah.
Up over his head. "I have no good reason to explain this. All I can say is I'm so sorry and ashamed of my actions. I truly loved and respected Mr. St. Clair."
No, you didn't.
No, you didn't. He was always my friend. His lawyer literally was up 5 minutes before that going, he bullied him all his life.
Yeah.
And he finally snapped and he couldn't take it anymore. Now he's like, he was my friend. I truly loved and respect. What are you talking about? At least fucking figure it out together. Collate what you're going to say.
Has some consistency.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. So the judge here, this is Judge John G. Canavan, Jr., of course.
Yeah.
He said that he was concerned. The main thing, he said, I could buy a lot of what you're saying. I could see it. Denver seems like he's a physically imposing guy.
Yeah.
He's a physically aggressive guy.
Sure.
You're both physically aggressive guys. The thing that bothers me and disturbs me a lot is that you took photographs on your cell phone of a man as he was gurgling and dying.
Yeah.
As he was in his last stages of life where he could have maybe been helped
Right.
with resuscitation or something. Instead, you took cell phone photos of that. That a little bit there. And then he said, I don't even think you beat him with your fists based on what was going on with your fists that night and the blows to the head, because it wasn't one, it was multiple blows to the head that they ended up finding. He said, I think you got some kind of object. I think you did this. I think you bashed his skull in. I think you had some kind of object and you beat his skull in. That's why there's blood spatter on the ceiling.
Yeah.
And I think you're a liar and a murderer.
Yeah.
That's basically what he said. Then the judge said, I think you staged the crime scene. He also said he had sympathy for the family, first of all, is what the judge went on to say. He said that the way Denver died has attracted national attention.
Yeah.
And
That's no good.
you know where the best info with the most links to different info came from out of this whole entire story? Cracked.
Really?
Cracked magazine had that's why. You know what I mean? Literally, they had the link to the Baylor story and all that. Like, they had all the good stuff there.
Is this an ass magazine?
No, Cracked is the Mad knockoff.
I know.
The GoBot of magazines.
But are they trying to be just an ass magazine because it's got a crack?
I feel like everybody just that had any kind of joke writing, this had to have come up. It was a thing. He said, quote, "I'm fully aware of the jokes and the way people have talked about it around town."
It's a real skid mark on our town.
It's a blackberry skid mark on our town. And he says, "You, sir, may fuck off 30 years in prison."
Holy shit.
He banged him with hard.
That is a very stiff sentence.
That is an atomic wedgie of a sentence. A wedgie would have been 15. The atomic is 30, over the head and everything. He said, wow. He said, the judge did say, though, he's going to reconsider his decision at a review. I don't know if he was just too emotionally overcome from the wedgie science. But
that's a man that's had a wedgie before.
Know,
he's just taking it out on him.
He's like, yeah, that's right.
He used to fuck with me in school.
Take that, football team. Wait, hold on. Wait, maybe I'm going to revisit this in 18 months when my emotions calm down.
I'm going to go through some therapy.
And all of these memories stop flooding back to me. That's what I'm going to do here. He said he urges Brad to take advantage of the self-help programs in prison and said, quote, "We'll see how well you do."
We'll discuss it later.
Now, Brad, being a guy who calls his own brother a race traitor and being in an Oklahoma prison, do you think he was going to go to prison and better himself? Or do you think he's going to go to prison and have fucking lightning bolts on his neck in about 3 fucking seconds on day one?
There's a clover in his ear, for sure.
I'm not saying that's alleged and everybody. I'm going to guess that.
I'm sure he's going to thrive
there's some
in prison.
Shit going on. Yeah, there's some. He's going to fit right in.
He's going to find his people.
Yep. Now, there's a Facebook page called For the Love of Denver St. Clair, which this is put up by the family as a pure tribute page and everything, but it sounds like a joke.
Yeah.
For the Love of Denver St. Clair sounds like tell us your wedgie stories. That's a page for wedgie stories to be told.
Yeah.
I got one so bad in the 4th grade that, man, I'll tell you what.
Still taste BVDs.
That's right. God damn it. Jesus. I'm still picking cotton out of my asshole. So this is they're called A Place to Share Memories and Pictures of an Awesome Guy, Denver St. Clair. Okay. And following his death, this memorial page went up, and there's all sorts of pictures of him riding his motorcycles and all that kind of thing. His niece, Tanya Renee Lester Dawson.
Jesus,
wow,
God.
that's a lot. She said, Uncle Denver would be proud of all the motorcycles riding in his honor, because they did some ride for him. Thanked you to each and everyone who rode in his honor and helped with the memorial service. And his daughter said he was a one-of-a-kind man. He will be missed dearly. Yeah. And that's 333 likes, so he's got to have some friends. Yeah. You know, the bikers know a lot of people.
They do.
That's one thing. They really like to gather. They like to take their bike, ride it a mile to a bar, park it for 5 hours, and talk to each other about the bikes. Which is the weirdest. My brother does that shit all the time.
Yeah,
they got to have my father come over to watch the kids and everything, so they can go. He goes with his wife. Whatever people do for fun. I'm not disparaging it, but they go take their motorcycles 2 miles away and park it at a bar, and then they sit there for 5 hours. Nothing to do with the motorcycles. I don't understand that.
It's amazing.
Yeah, seems like the point of having a motorcycle is to polish it up, drive it a short distance, and then talk to other people about how you like motorcycles. Not to actually ride the motorcycles, right?
Spend an hour cleaning it.
Yeah. To drive it 12 minutes.
Yeah.
To park it.
But listen, the bigger the honor and tribute and name we're riding in, the more people will show up that will do that also.
But yeah, absolutely. That's the thing. It's so weird. Like, my father's, him and 3 of his friends rode from South Carolina to San Diego and back on their motorcycles.
Popped a shitload of bugs. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so that's like, he likes to ride a motorcycle. Yeah. Half of motorcycle culture, most of it is really
discussing the bike.
Just sitting around. Really, you could have driven a Honda there and talked about how you like motorcycles, and nobody would know the difference. It's really
just get a Discord and do that.
It's funny. So, I guess I just don't like. I don't like anything that's a lot of prep for very little.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah,
like it's like jumping out of a plane. You did a lot, and that didn't take very long.
It's a whole lot of work for this.
Exactly. That's too much work for me. I think I'm too lazy to be a biker. So the Wikipedia page for the word wedgie, because there is one, obviously, a relative pleaded with the editors of this page, for the wedgie page, to remove the mentions of the killing. Because obviously,
you got to
Wedgie's-
mention it.
It could be deadly.
There's only been one.
That's what I mean. It's one time. She said the media, quote, the media has totally blown this whole atomic wedgie comment by Davis out of proportion. The St. Clair family have suffered a lot of humiliation. The so-called atomic wedgie did not kill this man. If this were your father, would you want everyone in the nation disrespecting him, you, and your family?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
but
is shitty.
We're saying that Brad's an asshole for doing it, and it's a shitty way to go.
Yeah, the wedgie didn't kill him. It was the extra
choking.
force,
It was
right?
the choking. But yeah, I mean, you have to understand. Also, people are human, though, and probably don't read the stuff. That would be my.
There's also the opportunity that if it's not as good of built underwear as he had, and that could kill you too if he gets hung. You know what I mean?
Sue Fruit of the Loom over this? Is this
I don't know.
Is this a Hanes?
They made it too much.
Is Michael Jordan selling his stock right now? Going, oh shit, Hanes is in trouble. No, damn it. I don't know. So now his niece here, she said that. Jesus Christ. She said that she's spoken out to try to quash the claim, saying instead he died of blunt force trauma that preceded the underwear yank there. She said, I'm not sure if he were conscious enough to undo the so-called wedgie. He would have been able to get it undone, but he was struck in the head with a weapon no one can find. And that's true. My uncle was killed by blunt force trauma. He may have been suffocated after being struck, but I'm almost sure that's not the case. Well, he had ligature marks, so he was. The science said he was strangled. So, I mean, whatever they told. See, the problem is and I don't know how much of this detail the family wanted at the time, but she said that the whole thing is a calculated plan to hurt his reputation, which I think it's not. I think it's just it was put out in public that a man died from with a wedgie being part of it, and I mean we're only human. People are going to run with that. He said it's like he hurt the family again by trying to disgrace my uncle. She said that she hoped that despite the fact that this story has made headline news everywhere, hopefully everyone will figure out that they aren't being given the whole story. She said the family is also angry because authorities never told them about the wedgie attack until it was all over the news. So they didn't warn. That's what I think they're experiencing is they got hit. They got blindsided like how a wedgie happens. Right, but you don't see it coming.
But the problem is they tried to quash it and not have him embarrassed by it. But the problem is you have courts that it requires it to be out.
But and the problem, if they were told about this from the very beginning, this is how he died, and it was in a kind of bit of an embarrassing way. I mean, it would be like if nobody told David Carradine's family how he died, and they were like, oh, he just kind of stopped breathing, and then when it came out public, they went, Jesus fucking Christ, you could have told us about that, gave us some warning.
You think you think Ted Bundy's victim with the bedpost wants that out there?
That's what I mean.
It's out there, though.
So yeah, she said the sad thing is that the family wasn't even warned about that part. We only knew he was beat. So because that's what they told him initially, and then when they did more examination, by then I think they had kind of cut the family out of the loop, or if the family, I don't know how it worked, but either way, they're upset by it, and
it hurts.
It sucks, and they should be real mad at Brad for it because Brad's a dick.
Yeah, I mean, don't be mad at us for knowing it.
Yeah, we just found out about it. It's not our fault. So there you go. Anyway, so that is. He's still in jail. From what I understand, I looked it up. It didn't look like the judge revised his sentence once he revisited it, or I don't know if he could, or make a recommendation for parole or what. But
still there.
Seems like Brad's still in jail and probably thriving from what we've heard about him. Let's just say he's probably thriving.
It's probably for the best.
For him, I don't know. He's probably like, why didn't I do this a long time ago? So anyway, it sucks for Denver. I mean, I don't know if he was people say he's a nice guy. Yeah. Court records and restraining orders say other things. I don't know. People are complicated. Who knows? We're not here to judge that. No. All we're here to do is laugh at a wedgie. That said, if you like the show, please tell the world about it.
Right.
Get on whatever app you're listening on. Give us 5 stars because it really does help drive the show up the charts. And if you like listening, that's a real good way to help the show for free. And it's it's helpful. Thank you. Also, if you want to head over to shutupandgivememurder.com, get your tickets to all the shows that are coming up, live shows and the virtual live show. Also, new merch is up, and there's tons of good stuff up there as well. I know they have different products too now with different stuff.
Yeah.
So they add new stuff all the time. So keep checking back on there. And you want to get your tickets May the 5th in Detroit, May the 6th in Pittsburgh, or for regular live shows. Also, August the 12th in Chicago. Get your tickets for that because just about everything else is sold out till then.
Yeah.
So get your tickets. Fill it up, Chicago. Don't let us down. This is a big, huge venue, and this will be our biggest show ever if you guys come out. So we're, fingers crossed, Chicago. You've never let us down yet. So thank you for doing that. That's all. ShutUpAndGiveMeMurder.com. Patreon.com/CrimeInSports is where you get all the bonus materials. You're going to get a whole back catalog, almost 200 episodes of bonus material that we've put out there, and they're all pretty,
pretty solid stuff.
Pretty solid stuff. And 2 new episodes every other week. 1 Crime and Sports, 1 Small Town Murder. You get it all.
Absolutely.
And 4 Crime and Sports this week, what you'll get, and you're definitely going to get it.
Yeah.
Personal ads. We're back to our personal ads and find out how people would sell themselves for romance in the 80s through the newspaper. The ultimate just spitball to throw out there. And then for Small Town Murder, we're going to talk about something very disturbing. BTK, in his own words, his childhood.
Oh, boy.
So back to our how did this come about? All of his weird early sexual things. It is creepy as hell. So get into that. Patreon.com/CrimeAndSports. And you get a shout out at the end of the regular show. You want to follow us on social media. We're at Murder Small on Twitter, at Small Town Murder on Instagram, at Murder Small. At Small Town Pod on Facebook. I was like, we already did that one. Okay, there you go. Follow us there. Any show suggestions, research at shutupandgivememurder.com if you have case suggestions. If you put them on like Facebook, we're never going to collate that shit. So if you put them in there, they'll actually get put in a folder and we can look at them and maybe it'll get done someday. Who knows? Yeah. If it we need an episode, you got a weird one, let's do it. Any more Wedgie murders, send them our way. So keep doing that. Keep coming back. You want to follow either of us on social media, head over to shutupandgivememurder.com and links to everything right there in the program. And keep coming back. Virtual live show.
God damn it.
420 virtual live show. I'm getting Jimmie.
Well, let's go.
I got some weird shit. I got gravity things and things with water, things without water, all sorts of big apparatus that are going to scare the shit out of him.
Let's smell like Bob Marley.
Amazing. Oh, my God. And it's just like a regular live show, but you can be in your living room or your car or on the roof. Or you could have an atomic wedgie while you watch it. I don't care what you do. You want. Do that, but just keep coming back and doing it. And come see us next week and listen to the regular shows. And, of course, listen to Crime and Sports, too, because, man, it's cooking right now.
It sure is.
You really want to hear the Sonny Liston tale. It's wild stuff.
It started.
It started. So, that said, thank you so much, everybody. And until next week, it's been our pleasure.
Bye.
If you like Small Town Murder, you can listen early and ad-free now by joining Wondery Plus in the Wondery app or on Apple Podcasts. Prime members can listen early and ad-free on Amazon Music. Before you go, tell us about yourself by filling out a short survey at Wondery.com/survey.
In the 1980s, a rosé swept the country.
Hey, Mike, I really like this White Zinfandel.
Well, good. Now put it down. We're going to try another one.
White Zin became America's top-selling wine. But most don't know that this sweet drink has a sour history. What began in 1986 with counterfeit bottles,
a big fraud, a multi-million-dollar fraud,
sent investigators chasing one of the most powerful families in the business, the Licciardis. But the closer the feds got to them, the more dangerous things became. It's a story of deceit.
At the time, I was paranoid.
Threats.
You touch my kids, I will kill you.
And murder.
With a .22 caliber bullet to the head.
What started with a scheme to mislabel wine spilled into a blood-soaked battle for succession. Welcome to Bloodvines. You can binge listen to Bloodvines exclusively and ad-free on Wondery Plus. Join Wondery Plus in the Wondery app, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify.